What's good, guys? Your boy, Mr. Old School Ryder on the Riders Book Club. What's going on, people? I got a special guest for you today. I have Arthur from Michigan. He's on the other side of the country right now doing his thing. I want to introduce you guys to Arthur Major Shepherd Eel. Hopefully, I said that correctly. What's good?
What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling on it, man. How's it going today?
Man, I'm doing good, actually.
All right, we're just gonna talk about some things here and there about the book and everything else. So I'm gonna let you have the floor real quick. Talk to him.
How y'all doing? As I was introduced, my name is Major Shepherd. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm the owner of Black Bottom Bread Publishing. Up under Black Bottom Bread Publishing, these are the titles that we have for release. We have a memoir written by myself called Black Bottom Bread. I got an anti-bullying book out called Annie and Trey, written by Heaven Brooks. And I also have a book out called The Next Man Up, The Prospect, written by the unit from a guy from Chicago. Uh, Not only am I an author, doing my own thing, my own company, I also have a major deal with the Gang Tale Publications and Stanley James up under
Oh, shout
Gang
out to
Tale.
them as well.
Appreciate it. And up under Gang Tales Publication, I have two books out with them as well. Right now, I got Stump Pullers out, which is a novel, and I have Thoughts from the Bottom, which is a poetry book. And that's what
S-
I'm doing right now.
So what it sounds like to me, you have 4 books out right now, correct?
Uh, Five actually,
Let me see. Did I miss one?
because I got three of them out of my own. I got two up under Black Bottom Bread Publishing, and I have Stump Pullers out with Gang Tales Publication. Then up under my own company, the two authors that I have with their books out is the unit, a guy who's from Chicago, and we have Heaven Brooks, who's the author of Annie and Trey, a book about anti-bullying.
So what was the inspiration behind the books that you have? Let's go with Stunt Pullers first. That's a good unique title, man. I like that.
uh, Stump Pullers. This is my latest book out, which is put out by Gang Tales Publication. This is a novel, right? This novel consists of defeating the odds. And what I mean by defeating the odds, all the books that I read, well, 90% of the books that I read as it relate to what they call hood books or street tales or urban books or whatever the case may be, everybody ends up dead or in jail.
Oh man.
That's not a reality. And the reason why I say that's not a reality because I know personally it's guys 60 and 70 years old, like man, I'm I'm done. And they've made a decision that they was done, but they've been in the game for 50 years. But when you read these books, everybody die or end up in prison. That's not the reality. Well, that's not the reality that I know. So I decided to share a story with people living a life and you see a reverse side of what you used to hear. So that's why this book is like a super big book as it relates to street tales because just like it says, stunt pullers. The guys in this book do what it takes to beat the odds by any means.
You're right about that, man. You got to do what you got to do to make something happen out here.
Uh, they decided it's two main characters in this book. I'm gonna tell y'all this without giving it away, but it's two main characters in this book. One of them name is T, and the other one name is Dog, and they did what they need to do to get out the hood according to them,
Hmm.
not to nobody else, according to them. And it just shows that I'm not promoting this in no type of way. So I don't want to get that twisted. It just goes to show that some people reality are different from what others know. and I write from what I think I may know from my own experience.
Yeah, that's facts on that. I know in the urban genre, I know it's dominated mostly by females. I know it's a bunch of like love situation and sex and stuff like that. I know sometimes with guys, we pretty much pull our experiences from like pretty much real life, like realistic stories most of the time.
Yeah, although this book is clearly a figment of my imagination, everything is created from my mind. But those things that created from my mind are from my life experience and world views. Not saying that I live this life, but this is what I know about. So this is the story that I'm gonna tell. It's almost akin to if Stephen King was to write a book about whatever urban projects there is, it wouldn't be authentic. Because he wasn't from there, so he can't write about there or act like he write about there. So I'm not acting like I'm writing about nothing. I'm writing about what I actually know. What I know is how to tell an urban tale because this is where I come from.
Yeah, basically, yeah, with me on this platform, I mean, even though it's car based, but we talk about the books, authors, and everything else in life. But I always like a good story, regardless of where it's coming from. If you can get like a life lesson or some information out of it, I welcome that as well, and I like to share that with other people.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a tale, right, that happened since I've been here in Atlanta.
Oh, shout out to ATL. I didn't even know you was here. Okay, so what's up?
Man, that's what I was telling you. I didn't realize that you was here either, right? But but I come here from a whole different place with my mind on straight grind. So I'm thinking I gotta mark my territory in this writing industry by any means, right? So I brought my guerrilla tactics with me. So I end up with like 10,000 QR codes. These little codes right here. Reason why I'm telling this story because I seen them right here sitting on my table. These are
Oh,
stickers,
shoot.
right? And what you do is anybody can scan this and it'll take you to my website and let you know everything that me and my company doing. So me and probably 8 or 9 of my family members, right, had pockets fulls and handfuls of QR code. We go to Walmart. So I tell everybody, stick these QR codes in as many places that you can. So they sticking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I'm sticking hundreds and hundreds. Just imagine I'm messing up all these people product, right? So I come up with a crazy plan and I tell everybody, like, listen, we don't need to put this stuff on the Walmart stuff. We need to put this stuff on a product that's leaving the store so I can go with people. So we just put thousands and thousands of these QR codes all over these people product, right?
Mm.
So 2 weeks later, I do it again, but I got more people with me this time. This time we go to Sam's Club. So everybody know the game plan now. We not putting nothing on anything that's standing in this building. We putting all these QR codes on stuff that's leaving, such as any box you see, any bottles, we did that. So after thousands and thousands and thousands of QR codes been placed in Walmart and in Sam's Club, a few days go by, I get a miscellaneous call out the blue, like, can we speak to Major Shepherd? So I say, who is Major Shepherd? They say, this is the number that's listed on the Sam's Club account for Major Shepherd. So I say, yeah, yeah, this is Major Shepherd. What about my Sam's Club account? They say, well, we was right here on camera watching you uh talk to a group of people, right? And when they say they watching me, knowing that my pictures are already on the ID to get to Sam's Club.
Oh,
So so all my information is on these QR codes that I want people to get familiar with me and my brand. Everything is on the QR code, go directly to my Sam's Club and Walmart account. So this was a lawyer, right? He'd say, I'm giving you a verbal cease and desist to quit vandalizing this property because you vandalized over $10,000 worth of property. So tell us that you take full responsibility. I say, listen, I ain't taking full responsibility for nobody. These people hired to do marketing. So that's what I'm gonna take responsibility of for taking hiring the wrong marketing team, right? They say just take this as a warning. So the lesson that I want to share with all, right? And when I say the real lesson, when you trying to do what you need to do, make it happen as long as you ain't breaking the law. But even if you skirting the law, that might get your goal reached even quicker. And that's the perfect example of guerrilla marketing. Getting your word out there is easy, it's possible. And that's a funny story I wanted to share, man.
I like that. That's hilarious, man.
And
But they got the results.
I got the results because right after that, with the attention, well, I can't say right after that, but a few months after that I pulled that little stunt marking up all these people property, right? I end up giving one of my books into the Georgia library.
Mm.
They never did that for me at home. So I'm thinking, did this attention help me get my books readily available in the library? You know what I mean?
Hey, you made it happen, man.
Yeah, that's one for the books. I think I'm gonna keep telling that story until I can't tell it no more.
Yes, man. I like that. Actually remind me of a story when I was selling phones back in the 2000s.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was pretty much doing some guerrilla marketing, making flyers. I was putting them in like in mailboxes at apartments. It was going good for like 3 months. And I got a
yeah.
phone call from the inspectors.
You know what?
I was supposed to pay for that, but it was like messing with the mail and stuff. Like, hey, you can't do that no more. I'm like, okay.
You just gave me another thought of what I'm gonna do right now. Give me a warning. The product is already out. Real. With my own self putting them in mailbox.
Yeah, I was trying to get on back then. Like, I got to sell these phones. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I mean, I got some customers here and there, man. Yeah, they got their phone call like, hey, this United States Postal Service inspectors. I'm like, what do they want? Like, hey, you can't be doing this, putting your like, I guess avoiding something. They said, you had to pay for that marketing or whatever.
Right, right.
Yeah, they could have got me real good too.
Did you ever tell me what you think when you was going through them books? I probably sent you too many to read in a short amount of time.
Say what?
I said, tell what your thoughts on the book. So I probably sent you too many in a short amount of time.
No, you only gave me two.
Did I? Which ones
Yeah.
I seen?
Let me pull it back up real quick. Yeah, I was reading. I'll try to read it twice. You know what I'm saying?
I thought I sent you four. I don't
No, I
know.
got four. Let me make sure. I hope I didn't miss the other two. Yeah, hang on 1 second. I can tell you real quick.
Look.
Let's see, Mr. Old School Ryder.
You know what? You don't even gotta look because I'm looking at it right now. It's
Yeah, I was
saved.
I was reading on my phone and stuff. I was going back and forth between the cell phone.
I'm looking at it. It's saved as draft and not even seen. So I'm looking at it.
You only got two of those.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I had it downloaded. Hold on 1 second.
That's
Hold
that's
up.
what it right there. I'm totally looking at it. It's I got it in draft and not seen.
Oh, you smart the four books?
Exactly.
Yeah, I only got two of them. I hope that was you,
Yeah.
man.
I ain't gonna be able to send this till I get off this phone. But yeah. But
I keep talking real quick. I gotta pull it back up. Hey, you should inside for
you
Mr.
know,
Oswald.
writing is one of them things where it come to me, you know, when a person asks as a youngster, what is it that they want to do when they grow up? My
Mm,
thoughts. when I was young is this might sound crazy. Is I want to write books and rob people. Like I can remember this back in elementary. They like, is you stupid? That's what I wanted to do when I get older. I wanted
Mm.
to write books and rob people because I was totally against selling dope.
You say you was totally against it?
Totally against it.
Okay, that's what's up.
And really remember that when I was in school, like man, this is what I want to do. I want to rob people. I want to steal people's stuff, and I want to write books. And I'm like, man, I'm in my head, that's what I grew up wanting to do. But I couldn't do both. One of them sent me up the creek,
Mm.
and I figured that wasn't it. So this is what I'm doing now, following my passion from a youngster.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's the type of area that I come from. And those are the type of aspirations that I have. Not that I want to be a basketball player or I want to be a lawyer. I want to rob people and write books. Who think of crazy stuff like that?
You made it happen, man.
But man, I had to make it through the wire to get here because I don't have no road that wasn't rocky.
Yeah. Yeah, I got your email. I got both. I got two emails. You sent me two books.
All right.
You got
Well,
the Black Bottom and the Prospect.
all right. Yeah, I just looked at the four PDF files on this other phone. I'm gonna send it when I'm off this interview. That I don't know how I got stuck in the draft.
Yeah, I originally downloaded to something else, then I swapped the phone out, but I was and it's popping back up right now. I read it. I haven't read it like in a couple of days, but I try to make sure I read it twice before I get somebody on. I guess we could have like did this last week, but
Yeah.
I want to read at least for the second time, kind of
Black
get an
Bo-
idea of it. So, what was the inspiration behind the Black Bottom?
Man, Black Bottom Bread, right? That that was my memoir. That book was probably like 20 plus years already written in my head.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because that's like a memoir, and people was telling me when I first put it out, like, who was you to put out a memoir? What did you got to even share? But my life experience is different from other people's, you know. So I figured that I share my life experiences, everything and every crazy decision, not all of these decisions, but everything in a nutshell that led up to going to prison without sharing a prison experience. And that's what I did because I didn't want to glorify prison because prison is what it is. It ain't the place where somebody want to be. So I ain't want to glorify it in no type of way. So I didn't write about it, but I would talk about prison all day if need be. I just didn't want to write about it and put that energy into the universe. So I wrote about my experience that led up to that point. Because while I was in prison, I kept seeing so many youngsters come into prison younger than me and with way more time than me.
mm.
Imagine seeing a 14-year-old come to prison and he got 75 years. Then the next month you see a 16-year-old guy come to prison. He got 55 years. And it was sickening to me. I'm like, they locking babies up. I come with all the years I come with. This guy, only a teenager, he got 99 years. It makes no sense.
Man, he didn't
So,
get a chance to do nothing.
nothing at all. So I was thinking in my own mind that I can do my part by telling my story according to my own life experiences because I truly believe that people can learn more and respect more and listen more to something that's coming from somebody real and not no animated cartoon or made up fantasy world. So that's what I did.
So on the books that you currently have right now, or any type of plans to make this into like a some type of a featured film or maybe like a short story on camera or whatever?
I actually want to take different essays from my memoir and turn those into standalone movies or films or whatever the case may be, because I wrote my memoir in a different way that I seem more suited for others. I wrote my memoir by way of essays. So
Mm.
with those each essays, I would love to have the opportunity and turn those into some visual for the sake of others. Because the purpose of me writing that book was to motivate and inspire. And I think it'd do an even greater justice if people can see it and not just listen or read it.
I mean, since you in Atlanta right now, sure, it's opportunity to do a lot of stuff. I mean, you
You
got
know,
people that's hungry to act, film, make, write a script, or whatever the case may be. You could probably get those people pretty reasonable. They might do it for free. It just depends on know what you guys want to do.
see, that's why I'm at with it right now. I'm like on the ground floor of the things that I did in Michigan. So I'm having to recreate that whole momentum, get to networking and get to lay of the land just like I did there as it relates to me writing and publishing. And like you said, this is the mecca for that. It's just now I'm at the networking stage, just like being on your platform. This is a part of me networking to get myself to where I need to be and where I want to be.
That's a lot of people from Michigan down here, man. Detroit is deep in other areas as well, man. They y'all deep down here.
I ran into a few guys from Detroit that's doing different things, but they're mostly into uh, uh acting, right? And I'm thinking it's like the perfect union for what I'm doing and what they doing. So it's just all of a timing. You know what I mean? It's just all of a timing thing. So that's I'm like starting at point A all over again, and I like to work. I ain't afraid of it.
It can happen, man. I'm telling you, it's going down.
For sure. I'm looking for as many avenues that I can get to put my product in front of as many people as possible, such as speaking events, book signings, panel discussions. I'm looking for all that. But your thoughts?
I like that, man.
You
Even with your, I think your how do I say? I think the owner of the publisher, he on the West Coast?
yeah. Stanley James. Actually in Long Beach, California.
What's going on, man? I know he come in the comment section. You got also Howard Foster as well. I'm not sure who Howard is, but I think it's one of your partners, right?
Yeah, I can't see none of it. I seen it though.
Oh, you
Oh,
can't see it?
yeah, I see it now. I definitely do. Yeah, that's one of my partners in my publishing tuner, man. You know, he definitely on the West Coast, and I'm south now and somewhat Midwest because I still got my Michigan Detroit ties, so that's where I'm at with it.
I mean, what
It's,
my thoughts are, man. You can do whatever you want, man. You free.
you
It's
know,
just it's gonna be on. It's plenty of opportunity. Everything is gonna come together real smoothly for you. Even when I was doing this podcast, it started off rough sometimes here and there. Then I might do like some social networking and stuff like that. I might find somebody to do sound or filming or whatever the case may be. Whatever you're interested in, you just gotta put those together with your network. And it'll work itself out.
it's definitely is working itself out, right? Because even with the platform you instilling and giving me a chance, that's working out right there because I wasn't looking for it, but I regularly accepted the opportunity.
Hmm.
What made you decide to anyway? I was curious about this, so I want to ask you while we live.
I mean, since we do have this book club called the Ryder's Book Club, I know some people hate me saying for this, but it's the book club for the real niggas. I hate to say it like that, but this pretty much the book club is, it's got a lot of realness to it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I have ladies on the show. We talk about the love and sex stuff or whatever. But on the guys, we get like real stories about real things.
Okay.
I mean, I came across your platform through the algorithm, of course. You know how the internet be. It kind of put us together. Pause.
Right. 'Cause I sure was like, man, how did this even happen? But things happen because they supposed to happen,
I
and
mean, I
that's how.
recognize certain things that's out there, certain trends and certain people. I mean, I can't have everybody on here, but I had to kind of, see who you were and check out the story and everything. And I reached out to you.
I sure appreciate it because afterwards I told you I went back and started looking at some of your episodes. I'm like, yeah, this is a place where I need to present myself at.
Yeah, I do be tripping my people out sometimes, but hey, I mean, I have a couple podcasts. The podcast you're on right now is the book club, of course. Then I got my regular podcast. We talk about basically everything else, of course, but just depends on my guests.
You now you asked about them cars.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I was gonna throw that question in. Since you was around certain things back in the day, being in Michigan, I know you guys are big on the G bikes like the Cutlasses and the Monte Carlos, right?
Yeah.
So back in them days when you was out there, what was your first car?
My first car actually was a Aries 4 door, which we call K cars. You remember those?
I heard about that. That's funny, man.
That was my first car, and I think it was like $400 or something like that. The most ugliest car with nothing on the back floor. You know what I mean? But to me, I was just stuck in this ugly car because didn't nobody in my age have a car.
Oh, you was rolling at a young age there.
You know what I mean? But as the years progress, I end up getting better. You know what I mean? But that was my first car. And the thing about it was I had the car from my parents because I wasn't supposed to have no car.
Mm. Yeah, I know
and
what you mean, man. I was hiding cars too back in the day, man.
but we was definitely tough on Regals, Monte Carlos, Cutlasses, somewhat the Grand Prix, but those we was tough on those when I was coming up. That's what it was.
I mean, it was so many out there, man. You can just burn one out and get another one real quick.
Yeah, I'll be tripping out, right? Because the same Cutlasses, Regals, Monte Carlos, and Grand Nationals, and all that stuff that I be seeing today, going for 60 and 70 and $50,000. That
Mm,
stuff literally was $1,200 when I was coming up. For $1,500, you can go get almost a brand new Cutlass.
boy.
You know what I mean? And now these guys paying almost $100,000 for the same cars that we probably had 10 apiece of. You know.
Boy. I mean, I can let me see, I'm 42 myself. I can say like the 90s and the 2000s. Man, you can get you a good colors for like 500, man, from a old white man or old white lady that can't
That's the
drive
truth.
no more. You be rolling.
That's the truth. And now that ain't even happening. You could turn on any auction channel like Bears or anything. 79 through 85 Cutlass going for 35,000 for starters.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Body Nation, of course. I mean, I still have a couple of vehicles myself back home and everything, but they need work here and there.
Right.
But I got a lot of irons in the fire right now. I'm pretty much trying to get these podcasts together so I can do other things. I mean, I get all that money together. I can just cut them a check. They can do what they need to do on the cars and stuff. I do
That's
work
right.
on stuff myself, but the time is just kind of off right now.
That's right. It's coming. It's definitely coming.
Heck yeah. So, what was your favorite car that you might have had, or you thinking about getting one day?
I actually man, you about to have me think through my Rolodex. 'Cause I actually talk about this in my memoir with multiple cars, but I think My favorite car was like a 79 or 80 Suburban,
Ooh, okay.
a
A
big
big
ugly,
boy.
a big ugly steel one, dirty black.
Man, they ran that body style for down to like 90, man.
Man, and you talking about when I was what 15 to 16 years old. One of them, this was like a pink elephant at the time. This is what older people drove, like the old people, you know what I mean? And to me, that was my favorite ugly car. But it had all the amenities that the newer car at the time might have, you know, heat, leather seats, loud music, all this other stuff, but that was it.
Yeah, that's facts on that. I know you was talking about a Dodge Ram in the memoir, correct?
A who?
I think you was talking about a Dodge Ram, like a truck in the memoir.
A rental?
No, a Dodge Ram.
No, not that I recall.
You said, hold on. I think you was mentioning something about a truck in the memoir. I guess it
The
was just a Suburban then. I thought it was like a Dodge or something.
Buick Regal that I wrote about.
Hold on. Let me take this.
Got me searching my own Rolodex in my head because it come from me.
Hey, can you hear me now, Major?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this shield, man, it's kind of hard to hear me, I guess. Yeah, we loud and clear now.
You know, I said you got me searching my own mental Rolodex, and the words come from my brain. I'm trying to think about this Dodge.
We'll get back to that in a second, but I was looking at something about a Dodge earlier. I mean, 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
So this Suburban that you was looking for, what color you was looking to do on that?
No, that was the actually the color that I liked it at that particular hour. You remember when you prime cars up before you paint
Mm-hmm.
them? Well, that's actually the color that I liked it, and nowadays they call it matte with a little finish, and it's the same primed up stuff without the finish. They call
That's
it matte
crazy, ain't it?
right now today.
Yeah, they used to trip me out. I, I, I mean, I know we're on a book channel and everything, but I got to go on a tangent just a little bit on the car thing. But
Hmm.
yeah, I was talking about this with some guests like a long time ago. I remember back in the day, if you spent like 5 racks on your car, you was straight.
Yes,
And we was talking to some other car guys. Now the steering wheel got to match the rims. You know, you can't ride prime no more. You got to actually paint your car. You got to have all your interior pieces together. It got kind of it's a little crazy right now.
and that's literally what the prime is. You right. They ain't gonna rock it. They'll rock it if they put a little gloss over it, and now it's a whole different name, but it's the same prime.
Yeah, I was telling some people they just you can either wrap it or you can spray that matte on there. They
Exactly.
they even doing that to like Mercedes and stuff like that.
They almost coming standard with that matte color stuff. They even got the brown matte color now. I'm looking at it. Come on, man. This is what we did in the '90s. Y'all making it $5,000 job now.
I mean, you know us black folks, we trendsetters, man, on everything, man. Then they talking about they did it.
We're not gonna get that acknowledgement, but we know what it is.
I mean, when I seen Mercedes come out, and you gotta pay more for a matte finish, get a Mercedes.
Yes, ain't that crazy, bro? It's a part of the extra package and all this goofiness. But you know, one thing for sure, what goes around comes around. That's exactly what it is. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. They
Man, that's facts on that.
keep reinventing stuff, and I don't want to go off into my tangent, but they keep reinventing stuff that we done created since time, all the way back to the Egyptians and the Africans. All this stuff that they saying what's new. This is what we did back then.
Man, you
So
better stop dropping it like that, man.
I
Dropping
mean,
them facts on them like that. You better cut it out.
I mean, it's only
Man,
it's only the reality. You know what I mean? It's only the reality from not only just cars and clothes and all that stuff. We talking about medicine and everything, all this stuff. Look at this Henrietta Locke case. You know, all this stuff is ridiculous. Come directly from us and repackaged and regurgitated as something new. It's not.
Yeah, we creative, man. I got to give it to us, man. We do that. We did that. We just don't monetize in time enough, or have the patience, to weigh it out.
I think I done learned a little bit of patience considering where I've been there for X amount of years.
I know, man. I'm glad you made something happen, man. Besides the circumstance, you made that. You made it work. You here.
You know what it is though? Uh, this might sound kind of contrary or to most popular beliefs, but I look at prison to me not as a scarlet letter, right? I don't shy away from talking about prison because it made me who I am, right? It might sound crazy, but I was supposed to go to prison.
Oh man.
Had not. Because I know the way that I was living before I ended up going to prison for what I did. In my head, I thought I had the juice. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I know couldn't nobody tell me nothing. So I knew for sure any minute somebody would have knocked my head off for me thinking that I had the juice. So this is no secret. So in prison, I found a way to have my goofy fears that I had because I remember I told you I always wanted to be a writer since I was a kid. You see what I'm saying? But just growing up where I grew up with, that wasn't conducive to my surroundings. Not only that, how would it be, me being a lab and stuff, this guy write books. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
I, I'm not above peer pressure when I was young. My crew out here getting money, and my goofy self want to sit out here and read a magazine and write a book. Is it don't take a rocket scientist? Am I gonna go with the money and clothes, or I'm gonna sit right here with this book, not knowing how to turn words into one quarter?
So you know what? I gotta ask you some question about the writing process. Do you write straight off the dome? Do you write anything down, or do you talk into like some software to write your book?
All of the above, all of the above. I actually got them notepads.
Oh, like paper?
Yes, I do for
Ain't
sure.
nothing wrong with that.
I still write in notepads. And once I write them in a notepad, then I transfer what I write from the notepad into my computer. But in between then, yeah, I talk to my notes on my phone and all that stuff, like the project that I'm working on now. This little shameless self promotion, but
Hey, tell us about it.
but
Promote.
the book that I'm working on right now is called The Fundamentals of Becoming Financially Rich.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Automatically somebody gonna be like, how are you writing this book and you not financially rich? I'm giving my opinion on what rich mean according to my own life. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And it's the best thing in the world that somebody can show somebody else how to do something before they make it happen themselves. And that's why I'm at with it right now. I know what I got the ability to do, but I would love to help another be able to do something that I showed them how to do. That's just I like to see people prosper. That's just that. But that's off the subject what I was saying. But with this current book that I'm working on, it's actually like a remix to a book that I already wrote by the same title.
Mm.
But I use Notepad. I use my phone. Uh, 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 I use a recorder. I'm using all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? I'm using all this stuff to put out the final product. So if it's gonna take me a piece of paper here, a gigabyte there, a eraser there, or a keyboard there, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna put the story out or tell what need to be told. It's no particular way.
Yeah, that's facts on that Hollywood. Yeah, he gonna be a legend in this industry, man.
What you see in the comments? Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm popping the comments up in the air if you can see it.
Yeah, I didn't even know what you were talking about. I gotta give major shout out to homie because he the type of person that the world need to work with. I ain't even faking shit. Everybody that's signed to Game Tales publication is not no case of I need my master's back and this guy to rate me for my publishing. You retain your rights. This is your book. He just got a marketing platform in a whole swag everybody except that's gonna have the whole world rocking with Game Tales publications.
Yeah, he got a swag like no other, man. I'm like, dang. I mean, you think we over here rapping and doing other stuff, man? He pushing that work out these books, man.
Let me tell you this. You and I don't want to be sounding biased because I'm signed to Game Tale publication, but your
Talk it,
man
man.
like
Talk it.
Barry Gordy in this shit, man. That's all I can say. He like Barry Gordy in this shit. He got the publishing thing all across the United States. Just follow the movement. He
Mm.
hand picking each coast of the United States, sewing them motherfucker up slowly but surely.
Dang.
All people got to do is pay attention to the movements of Game Tale publication, and you're gonna be like, what? This state, this state, this state. People repping. He know what he doing. That's all I like to say, man.
I mean, I seen that logo before in the past. I was like, I wonder who is these people.
You see what I'm saying?
Then I'm like, dang. I'm like, yeah. As I recognize and seeing on my travels, man, y'all working, man.
I appreciate it. I gotta appreciate him because he give a guy opportunity when when there was none. And he respect the guy grind, just like he told me, say, shit, I've been watching you, I see what you're doing, what's happening. After that conversation, it is what it is.
Mm.
And and it ain't too many people that I know and be like, yeah, I done got a major deal. What is a major deal? What a major deal is the deal that we made. This is our major. This ain't no goofy stuff. Let's put it in the newspaper because he scammed me and none of this shit. It is what it is. It ain't just this my guy. This paperwork, everything official. It's just that just like that.
Yeah, y'all keep working at work, man. It's gonna work itself out.
Working that work. That's what it is. Pushing that work worldwide.
All right, we pretty much getting close to the end. I got a few questions about some chapters that we talked about in Black Bottom. You are
All right,
correct
let's
on
get it.
that. One of these chapters can pretty much be like a movie by itself, or it can be another book,
Let's get
especially materialism. That
it.
rings bell pretty much. I mean, that's a whole book, right? Another book right there in the movie.
See, that's what I meant by I want to take each one of them and break it up into something visual. Because when you talk about materialism, right, from my own life experiences, that story need to be shared because we put value on the wrong things. You know what I mean? And it takes somebody that's close to you, your dear partner, family, or friend, to make you understand in a particular way that only they can. You know what I mean? Like, man, in a nutshell, fuck this material stuff. This is what matters. If somebody else would have told you that, it would have never mattered. But it come from a particular person who the story was supposed to get delivered through. And here it is, lesson delivered.
Yeah, materialism kind of get you in trouble, especially like in a major city like Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been here pretty much almost 4 years. During the pandemic, you got the right title for your other book, Stunt Pullers. Man, they were putting so many stunts out here, man. It was crazy. I mean, especially with paperwork and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say what it is. They know what it is.
I know what it is. You absolutely right.
But it's catching up to them right now. Unfortunately, some
They,
people got away, but eventually, everybody, most people gonna get it, man, for a
yeah,
for a few dollars.
and I, I can't say that I'm into it or this what I want to do, but hey, people gotta make it how they gotta make it. And I ain't the one to make them judgment calls. I can just give what I think I can give according to my own life. That's it, nothing more.
Oh yeah, that's true on that, man. But materialism, that's gonna be, yeah, that's a whole book and everything by itself.
And that's why I said I wrote it different from most. Not saying it's the only one of the first, but it's different from most because it's an essay form.
I
And
think you did that on purpose, man. You can
I
bring
did,
us in real quick.
I did.
You suck us in. Then some of us gonna be thinking like, you know what, this should be his own little deal.
And that's in my head, and it always started in my head first before I make it happen. I want each one of them to be visual.
And also the last one I want to talk about is like internal conflict and discovery. Tell us a little bit about that one without getting everything away.
Eternal conflict and discovery, right? That's one of those things that a person being handed information before it's them time to receive that information. You know what I mean? But years later, you come to realize I already knew this. You see what I'm saying? It's it's
Mm.
it's like this, right? If you plant a seed in the winter, you know you're not about to get no plant in the winter. But if you plant that mug in the spring, you know what you're gonna get. Cause you already discovered that it ain't gonna grow in the winter. You see what I'm saying? So you was given information before you supposed to knew it.
Mm.
You follow me? You
Man,
weren't supposed to learn wrong. You were supposed to learn right. But our life don't go like that. We learn wrong in order to make the right decisions. Well, according to my life, I got to keep saying that.
oh yes, sir, that is true on that.
So,
So we got a few more questions before we go. So what
all
would you
right.
suggest for somebody that want to become an author or a screenwriter or anything in a literary in a writing?
What I would suggest, like I tell anybody, because a few people ask me, how do you write a book or what are you supposed to do? There is nothing you're supposed to do. What I would tell somebody, just start writing and you can clean it up later. Write how you talk. If you talk in a certain way, write that way. If you want to write your movie in a certain way, write your movie and clean it up later. The major thing is to write. That's what I would tell people because there's always somebody talking about writing a book for 20 years. And in 20 years, they could have had 5 to 10 books out, but they've been talking about writing one for so long. So
Man,
I
I
would
can
tell
attest to
somebody,
that.
just to write and worry about cleaning it up later.
Yeah, that's actually my issue as well. I mean, I had stuff that I've written down years of my little scraps
Yeah.
and everything. A few of my author friends would tell me just, hey, just put it together, figure it out later. Like you say, you can clean it up.
What I mean by clean it up is you can arrange your thoughts better after they already out.
I guess with me, I mean, one of the things that kind of got me when I was trying to write these books or whatever back then, I just overthink it. I would try to make everything perfect. That's pretty much basically why just stuff just never came out. It just in rough drafts. I was
Rough,
worrying about I got to spell this
listen,
and do that. I just got to put the thoughts down, then I can do everything else.
rough drafts is where it's at. That, man, if you don't pick the rough drafts up and make them be what it be, it is what it is. These is your thoughts, not rough drafts. Rough drafts don't mean nothing.
I mean,
Unless
some of the stuff is kind of I don't know why I say rough draft, but it's I got stories in my little pads or whatever. Yeah, some of the stuff is a little too graphic and too much. I'm gonna have to chop it up a little bit. but I'm gonna figure it out.
And if it's any type of way, I'm gonna push you to figure it out. Shoot you a text every now and then, man. What are you doing? Hit your line or any of that.
Yeah,
I
I
see
got three other people beating me up all the time. Like, man, what are you? Come on, come on.
them. Hey, as an author myself, a person can't tell me this is what they want to do. I'm gonna nudge and nudge and nudge because I know that it's, the stories and everybody just gotta come out.
Yeah, there's sometimes I like to tell stories on my podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's I pretty much have a platform for my little stories. I might have a story here and there sometimes. It'd be crazy, but it'd be funny, man.
That's right. I was listening to them. I ain't listened to
I got
all
some
of
wild shit on there. I ain't gonna front, man.
them.
Some of the stuff is unbelievable, man. But you know, a lot of shit happen, man. I live an
Yeah,
interesting life.
that's real life, and people life, right? Is is the movie.
Man.
A person life is the movie. It's just that simple. A lot of people just don't see it.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of situations. It's crazy. I even got a lot of stories when I was in the car business for 8 years selling cars and doing things like that. Well, I've seen a lot of wild stuff on that. That's one of my scraps that I'm working on right now. You know, my time in the car business.
Yeah,
I mean, hopefully that'll be out one of these days, but I just gotta just get to it, man.
that's what's up. You making it happen right now with this podcast. How many people you know that started a podcast and they never went back? This is a big feat in itself. Did I have time and dedication? I applaud you, right? I literally thought I was finna take over the podcast business. I
Yeah, I
just
want you to, to have the floor to yourself, but this equal itself out.
it's one of them things that okay, I'm about to make this podcast. And what really messed me up in the head, I come out the gate swinging with a heavy hitter on my show.
Hmm.
Like the first podcast episode I ever did, I don't know how it happened. It just happened by me opening my mouth, and cause I've been knew that a closed mouth don't get fed. I
Man.
I went to the a book fair in Detroit called the Hustle and Grind Book Fair, right?
Oh yeah, that's a big one, man.
And I happened to see Terry Woods there. I hope she listening. She probably don't want me to tell the story, but I hope she listening. A lot of people know Terry Woods. She's multi-million sold author,
Oh
you
yeah, shout
know.
out to Terry. We waiting on you still, but yeah, shout out to you.
And I ended up seeing her, and I seen Sylvia Hubbard, which is like
Oh, she was on my show last year.
she's like big news in Detroit in the publishing industry. She's like the person to know. You see what I'm saying? And back me bumping into her before I had any book out. I just had a whole conversation with her, and I shared some personal information with her in regards to my thoughts about Terry Woods.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And she like let that stuff go. This is the publishing world. It's just like anything else. You got thoughts, put them thoughts in the world. And then put them in the universe. She basically trying to tell me to kill them whatever thoughts I had about Terry Woods. And I can't knock her hustle because she sold a lot of million books. And what I thought about the way she write, forget it. You know, maybe I was a young author with gripes or something. I don't know, but it is what it is.
But what with Sylvia, man, she will roast you, man. She do be roasting.
And you actually right? But I told that story to get back to how I ended up getting her on my podcast. I bumped into her and no, I didn't bump into her. I actually sent her a message on Instagram, and she
Okay.
remembered who I was due to our conversation. You see what I'm saying? Like, who the hell is this little guy that don't even got a book out to even have a thought about one of the heavy hitters? You know what I mean? But I shared that information with her because she's the goat in Detroit. So I shared the information with her. But by me sharing that, she remembered who I was and agreed to be on my podcast. So that messed me up in the head right there. I'm like, man, I got. Have you heard of my first episode ever? Then I ended up getting some other local authors that was doing their own thing. I'm like, man, this take too much time. I don't got this much time in the world. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I applaud you for what you're doing with your podcast. That's dedication and grind right there.
Oh, this gonna be crazy next year, man. Whew. It's gonna be crazy.
And that's dedication and grind. I'm like, man, I even put myself in this arena like this. I don't know how I even did it. Because I had my thoughts set like, yep, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do this. I'm looking like, man, I need 50 hours in a day. I need 50 hours in a day.
Yeah,
But
yeah. With me being in the car business for 8 years at a very young age, man. I mean, I rarely let people take over, but I let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? I let them have the floor most of the time, but they're not gonna completely take over.
right.
Try to control the narrative, but I let them rock out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, oh yeah, this book club has also been nominated for Radio Podcast of the Year at the 2023 C Awards in Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, make sure
Man,
you vote for your boy, Mr. Old School Ryder, for this particular platform, which was a
congrats.
surprise to me, of course. But some of my authors and other people, they nominated me. I appreciate that.
That's what's up.
I'm
Congrats.
going against some hitters, basically. I actually interviewed one of my competition earlier today.
Did you?
It's getting edited right now. I ran out I was telling you about earlier. I ran out of the studio.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
they
what's
ran a little bit late, but it actually worked out at the end. He gave me some information on some other guests. Then I'm going to be getting on my show. I'm pretty much going to be having some hitters on the show in the future.
okay. That's I can't do nothing but give you 50 thumbs up. I like hearing that type of stuff. It push me because I know how much time and dedication that take right there. I
I
know
think
that.
I might be close to. I think I might be close to 100 episodes, or maybe a little bit older on my podcast on both of them.
When we talking, sitting here talking about one, I forgot you mentioned you got two. How many more you working on?
This the Riders Book Club. This one, my regular podcast, which is Hey You Should Inside Voice. We still talk about cars, but we talk about social issues, life, relationship. Like just regular stuff.
Right.
I still ask you about your first and favorite car every now and then. And also on my other podcast, which is newer, I interview like music artists and producers. That's called Ross Playing Now Music Spotlight.
I'm gonna have to make sure I tap into that one. I need to put some stuff together. I actually want a complete soundtrack to my book, Stunt Pullers.
Hey, there you go.
I'm gonna have to see who I can tap off the email address or something. I'm trying to put it all together.
I mean, it's a lot of music events that's in Atlanta, especially right now. I mean, you can get you a booth or whatever sometimes, or you could come as a you can get a media pass. I mean, you technically are in media. You do have a podcast.
Now, you you see what I'm saying? This is what I mean by networking. Getting right there. You got my wheels to rolling. Like I'm already ready to take over Atlanta with what I'm doing. You got my wheels rolling.
Hey, there you had it, man. I've been to like quite a few events just with a media pass. It didn't cost me nothing. It was free most of the time as a media person.
All right,
They
got
let you get a table and everything, or they give you a space to put your table. You can just get your microphone. You can start interviewing people at the event.
you. I got you. Loud and clear. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it here in just a second, of course. But do you have any final thoughts at this time?
Yeah, I got some final thoughts.
All right, what you got?
My final thoughts are for those who were once considered counted out, knocked down, defeated, dead, can't get back up. Forget what the naysayers say. Live your life. even in defeat, you win. And that's how I look at it. Because when you lose, you learn a valuable lesson in life. And that's the number one win for me.
I like that, man. You got
And
some words.
those my final words, man. I hope everybody take heed to them because they mean a lot, especially if you listen to one of my majorisms. By the way, they're located and listed in Black Bottom Bread, the majorisms.
I heard about Black Bottom before. I guess it's like one of the famous older neighborhoods and stuff. Some people's doing their thing.
uh, yes, Black Bottom is a particular area in Detroit, Michigan, located on the east side. It can be disputed why it's actually called the Black Bottom for the interpreter or believer to take in which story is the best uh, or the most factual. Some people say that the Black Bottom is called that because the soil that was once there. Others say that the Black Bottom is a place where our people migrated to when other people didn't roam in certain areas of Detroit, such as across Woodward or 8 Mile, the quote unquote the white people. So they moved to the Black Bottom and created their own place. And those are the two different stories that's been up for debate for years and years. East side of Detroit, Black Bottom.
Mm. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, is that let me think. I think it's the Motown Mafia. That I think also mentioned something about the Black Bottom is at where the old neighborhood over there.
Yes, it definitely did. I actually watched that on YouTube, if I'm mistaken. I watched that, and it definitely is. So, and see, the Black Bottom was known for a lot of things. Let's just say the entertainment district of such was known for a lot of things. You know, that's where the number running allegedly, the prostitution allegedly, and all this other stuff going on in the Black Bottom. So it was known for a lot of things, negative and positive. When I say positive, because it was a place that we can finally call our own, such as own entertainment, own restaurants, own food, such and such, own neighbors, own grocery stores. At that particular hour, everybody can call it their own, you know. So, yeah, Black Bottom, it is what it is. Now, I might get a whole lot of hate mail and hate phone calls, but now the Black Bottom is the figment of our imagination. We're holding on to mere thoughts of what once was because the truth of the matter, everything what we thought was the Black Bottom and know of the Black Bottom is made over now.
Mm.
And that's just the mere truth. So we're holding on to what used to be, just like uh, 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 people who've been stolen from their homeland still hold on to what they once knew, such as religions and family. And it's the same thing with the Black Bottom. We hold on to what we once knew.
Man, Detroit, man, y'all had some legendary people that was doing their thing back in the day, you know, good or bad, but a lot came out of Detroit, man. Y'all some trendsetters, man.
That I can definitely tell you right, good and bad. Detroit
You might
was
want to say
known.
Michigan altogether, man.
It is what it is, man. You know, it's a lot of good things going on. It's about time, but I learned a lot in Michigan. I just
I mean,
thought
y'all
the
really from the
world.
South, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all people from the South. Y'all really South folks, man. I call y'all honorary South folks, man.
Do you?
You know, with the gold glasses and stuff and like certain shoes, the way that you dress and stuff like that. Man, y'all really South folks to us, man.
Hey, you know what recognize. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Adidas top 10, of course, you know. We rocking them with the gold frames. But
Top
other
10
than
is one of
that,
my favorite shoes.
man,
Shout
what you know
out.
about that?
Shout out.
So what can we find you?
Uh, my social media platforms are as follow. On Instagram, You can find me at Black Bottom Bread 57. On Twitter, you can find me as Black Bottom Bread 57. Let me see here. TikTok, yeah, TikTok. You can find me on Black Bottom Bread 57, and I have a professional profile on LinkedIn for authors and whatnot. At my name, Major Shepherd Ill.
Oh man, that's what's up right there. Also, you can find me, Mr. Old School Rider, at Instagram and YouTube at Mr. Old School Rider, which is spelled Misteroldskoolryder. Huh, dang, now I'm messing up already. Misteroldskoolryder. There we go. I don't know why I messed it up. That's crazy. Yeah, same thing on Instagram and YouTube. Same thing, of course. But other than that, hey, stay on the line for me real quick. I'm gonna go offline real quick. Don't
No
disconnect.
doubt.
We're over and out. Get all the books. Hit the link in his bio. It don't cost you nothing to follow.
That's right. Support. Follow now. Follow back. Anybody who ordered through the link and mention this show, I send y'all a special code. Y'all get 2 for 1.
There you go. And shout out to Gang Tales for representing in the building tonight.
That's right. Gang Tales Publication. We taking over this thing.
I need my shirt, man. I wear a size large. CEO. Let's get it.
Ain't say no more. You here with me?
Oh man. All right, let me end the live real quick. We're gonna talk for a second. Stay right there.